tuning in on Mix 96.1 FM, watching the live stream on PotsdamBears.com. With Todd Truax engineering this broadcast on the radio side, and for my partner, the former Potsdam Bears coach, John Horn, I'm Taylor Salisbury, welcoming you to the Maxey Hall Arena here on a chilly Friday evening as we have the Division III Route 11 rivalry here in men's hockey as the SUNY Canton Kangaroos come in to the home barn to play the SUNY Potsdam Bears. And partner, we were talking about it before the game. The SUNYAC standings very close and tightly knit together right now. Both these teams still very much in perfect positions in the SUNYAC Conference.
Yeah, no question about it, partner. And this, you talk about the Route 11 rivalry. There's another one going on across town here as well. But this is the main event here in Potsdam. The Bears facing the Roos. Bears coming off a tough weekend last weekend down in Skidmore and Plattsburgh. The Roos coming off a good weekend, winning both of their games, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge here. They're coming in a little bit, feeling a little bit good for themselves, and the Bears are going to have to try to find a way to really calm them down early. So I'm looking forward to a quick start for the Bears, and we'll get everything rolling here. I hope early, showing the pressure, being aggressive in our skating.
And now we will step aside here for the national anthems of Canada and the United States of America. Then we'll be back on here to give you the starting lineups and the starting goaltenders. Also have to mention here, partner, that we were also discussing how this is the fourth game between these two clubs here this season. Technically, one was an exhibition game at the start. That was when we had the Kids' Day here at SUNY Potsdam. And, well, the record right now speaks for itself, but for you, it's kind of a bad omen.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to figure out who's dropping the puck here, what the ceremony is. I don't know if you know what that is. But nonetheless, it is. We're playing Canton too many times, in my opinion, and you're fighting against the numbers here. You've beaten them technically 3 times, albeit one being an exhibition game. You had a sizable win when you played in Canton, and a 1-goal win here in Potsdam, and they're fighting for a playoff spot. These 2 teams know each other very, very well. So this is the last time I think they're meeting this year. This is a Sunyak game, and it's very important. So look for the energy to be very, very high here, and it wouldn't surprise me if we saw a lot of emotion in this game. So it's you look at the standings now. Potsdam, Hobart's in first place, Oswego in second, Cortland in third, Skidmore in fourth, and then we have a 3-way tie for fifth place. Plattsburgh, Potsdam, and Buff State all with 8 points. So, and Canton's right behind with 7. So this is an important game here. This is a Sunyak game. You're in your own barn. It's very, very important. Next week, they're on the road against Oswego and Hobart.
Always a challenge, especially when you're staring Hobart down, as they are currently still undefeated in the Sunyak 9-0, sitting at 18 points.
I've been around a long time, and I still can't remember when they lost last. And we're off and running.
Off the draw. This one's going to be shot all the way down the ice. No icing called here against the Bears. Cannell puts a hard hit on the defender as he tries to come away with the puck. With it now is Spencer Assassinberry for the Kangaroos, as he will swipe away at it and does come out with the puck. Nicely done. He will swing below the cage, pass it forward. That one too far for Zotter, and it's picked up here by Lucas Salas. Salas to Cannell, and now Salas will come up from his defensive point. He comes into the offensive zone, takes the shot, and that will go off the mesh behind the net of Miller. And that will bring us to the starting goaltenders for both of these teams with John.
Well, Trey Miller will be starting. He's for Canton. He's a junior out of Columbus, Ohio. And, of course, we're going to have Lenny Pierno in the goal for Potsdam. He has seen most of the action this year, albeit backed up very, very nicely by Luciano Chinapi. But it's going to be the regular Lenny Pierno in the nets here tonight.
Icing called on the Kangaroos as they will come back and reset to the left of the Canton net.
I like the start to this game. Good energy. The Bears went in right off the face-off and got established with a good heavy forecheck to let them know that they mean business. Then a good rush coming up the sidewall, got a shot on goal. So Bears have shown a lot of energy here in the early going.
Oh, and wins the draw, gets a shot off. However, he was still in his face-off stance. They shoot. He scores from behind the net. It's Holland to take the lead in 1 minute and 1 second.
Well, you get that goal, you can call it. I'm not sure how it went in, if it went off the back of the goalie's skate, but it was from behind the goal line. There's no doubt about that. It doesn't make any difference because that's going to count on the scoreboard as a goal. 18:59 to go here, just 1 minute and 1 second into the game, and the Bears take that 1-0 lead.
Definitely did not expect that. That was not on the bingo card. However, SUNY Potsdam takes an early lead here. And there's a turnover as Krasnoyarov had a chance. However, Miller coming out of his crease to knock it away with the paddle. Boy, oh boy, already we're seeing some very good pressure being put on by the Bears as Krasnoyarov decks his man. They don't know where the puck is. It is behind Riley McKinnon, the senior captain for this Kangaroos squad. Getting away with the puck this time is Pollock. He'll try to pass it behind the net. Drysdale, no dice, comes back out. Shot is knocked aside by Perno. Nicely done with the waffle board, and then that one will hit a Bears player on the bench.
A good save by Lenny to get get the feel of the puck there in this early going. You want them to get the feeling, obviously keep the puck out of the net, but see the puck and get engaged in this. This is going to be a face-off to his right here as the Bears get their unit out there. I think that's Peyton Felix's unit. Shot!
Rebound!
Outside.
That misses. And now here is going to be a rush. Quick as the flash is McCabe. He could not get a good shot away. However, he did throw it into the corner. Got tripped up on the play as Siemens will flip this one past Blanchard.
Yeah, this is going to be the Blanchard, Cole, and McCabe line right now. Good rush by McCabe coming up that left-hand side.
Dobbs chips it off the half wall. Picking up was Blanchard. However, his pass to McCabe, he really did not signal for it. And this one will be flipped on target down the ice, and Miller does have to play it.
Bears will get a change out there, get the Clanow unit with Matthew Perron and Jeremy Cannell. Canton called on the offside here, so we get a full change and everybody's out there. Matthew Perron and Max Clanow, Jeremy Cannell on the back end there, looking for the numbers. Looks like Dugart Wood and Lucas Salas.
Cannell puts the boom on his check, and that's Zotter going down hard. However, he's back in the play with the puck, blind pass into the slot area, tipped away by Perron. Now they come back 3-on-2, but Cannell got overzealous, and that's an offside.
Interesting call here. The Bears have been pretty predictable on their weekends. They seem to have not a good weekend, then a good weekend. Not a good weekend, then a good weekend. Let's hope that pattern continues.
This puck will trickle towards the net. Miller lets it go, and that's kicked away behind the cage by Liu.
Fighting the puck a little bit right now, Miller.
Goddard Wood puts this up the boards. It's kept in at the blue line. Now it's loose, picked up by the Bears. Watson across to the left side. Now Meister fans on the initial pass. Got it to Goddard Wood, and then he fanned on the shot towards the net as he was pressured from behind by Schoner. Hohen chips this one off the boards. Meister controls it, trying to get by his man. Ooh, what a throwdown on Meister. You don't see him go down many times from a check.
Well, technically played very, very well. So he had him squared up and he knew it. So he made good contact and finished the check right straight through. So good play by the Canton defender.
Do want to mention here the coaches while we have a moment for both teams. For SUNY Canton, it's Alex Boak, the Clarkson graduate of 2014 in his 10th season already. It doesn't feel like it, but it is a decade for Boak on the bench for the Kangaroos, and the interim head coach for the Bears. Ooh, as that goes off the dome of Perino up into the stands. Actually, I think it's all the way to Shawinigan at this point.
Yeah, good. A save is a save is a save, but he had to use his head to do it here. So face-off will remain in the zone. You were talking about Coach Mike Grace, a Plattsburgh graduate. Has done a fine job with this program that's in transition this year. So, you've noticed that the play has been solid, and so the coaching staff has done a good job keeping these guys in the play. They should be proud of their effort this year.
And he's definitely been gelling with assistant coach Mike LaSala, who's been behind the bench for a couple seasons as well. Good person to bring in as you're trying to at least get through a possible first season of many to come here, depending on a decision that should be made soon. However, Canton trying to put in a goal here as they're now down one goal with about 5 minutes gone in the first period, and about 15 and change, as that pass makes its way to senior defenseman Scott Kremen. Kremen will slow the play down as he methodically looks for the outlet pass. On the breakout, Mugel dumps this one in. Getting there first are the Kangaroos, and that pass goes all the way back down the ice left to right. As you will see here, if you're watching on the PotsdamBears.com live stream. The Bears are in the white uniforms with maroon trim and white numbers. And the City Canton team is wearing the navy blue uniforms with white shoulders and gold and white trim. Salas trying to get away and avoid a check. He passes it along to Perral. Perral stops on a dime and will try to give that to Dalhart Wood on the opposite side. However, this one is flicked back in by the Canton Kangaroos.
Little token pressure here by the Roos as they've been able to keep the puck in at the blue line here and force that forecheck. A shot on goal, turned to the side by Lenny Pierno here. The Bears trying to get out and break it out, but it's kept in again at the point.
Excellent pressure being put on here by the Roos as that one goes off the stick of Cannell. That one will come all the way back on the icing.
Now, hopefully they'll be taking their time getting back into the face-off circle here. They've been out there for quite a bit. Goalie ought to check his equipment a couple of times here.
Looks like on the face-off it was Perrault and Pringle. Pringle won that one. Ooh, that could have been a nice one-timer backhander on Pierno. However, making the great defensive play there was Dalhart Wood. In the neutral zone, this one is going to go off of Campbell as he will now chip it off the boards. Picked up by Melmeister and again flipped all the way down the ice, and they will reset here on another icing call.
They're scrambling here just a little bit against that Canton forecheck after that good quick start, scoring a goal a minute and 1 second into the game here, and starting off on a very aggressive note. They've been hemmed in here the last couple of minutes. There's trying to come up the wall, trying to break out in a linear way, and we see that again. The Roos are picking that up, and they're pinching in on their defense.
Rocco Siri playing pitch and catch with Campbell. Hohen will tip this one in to the bottom corner. Going after it is Melmeister. He'll be hit again, but he keeps his balance. The puck squirts to Watson through traffic, and that one goes right into the trapper of Miller. And now we're going to have a little jostle there. No harm, no foul in front of the net.
Watson with a little bit of a delay there, hoping to get some traffic in front of the goaltender, and he was able to get that good quick snapper away, but Miller had a good look at it and was able to glove it and hold on for the face-off.
12 minutes and 54 seconds remaining here in the opening period. SUNY Potsdam leads 1-0. As Campbell pinches down on the boards, Felix will go after this one. He is right behind Liu. Puts him down to the ground. Liu actually had his stick chopped in half. No call. Felix now is going to stutter away with this. Kilmurray picks it up, but he couldn't get the shot away. Siri comes down.
That's a hit.
Ooh, he got hit. That looked like an elbow.
That was definitely a high hit.
However, we will continue on here as now Blanchard will take this puck behind the net of Pierno. To Campbell. The captain flips this one up into the center ice. However, too far for Krasnoyarov. Blanchard will try to dump this one in, but it does go into the Roos bench.
Yeah, that was I don't think the closer official had a good look at it, but the back official definitely did. And in my opinion, the Canton defender did have his elbows up and arms up, and took the Potsdam guy took it right in the chin. But nonetheless, no penalty was called, so we continue on with even play.
Blanchard knocks this one back to Dobbs, who was looking for Cole. However, that went too far past the stick. And then there's a little bit of miscommunication here as SUNY Canton couldn't control the puck there. That was number 47, Connor O'Brien. O'Brien gets knocked down again, and this one is going to be a delayed offsides. Or no, they're going to call the penalty against the Bears for hooking.
Boy. That's going to be McCabe going off, I believe, on the hook.
Absolutely. So SUNY Canton will get the first crack at it here on the power play.
Bears penalty kill has not been very stellar as of late. They're operating at about 75%. That's a number you'd like to have in the 80s. So I know that they've been working on trying to get things in order on the PK.
Kelly with a slapper. That goes off a body. He tries again, and that one is deflected up into the mesh.
You know, taking a look here at Canton stats, if I can, their power play is operating at about 18%. So that's respectable. There's no doubt about that.
Sassenberry gets this back to Kremen in front of the Bears bench. Across ice. Again, it's going to go up to Kremen. Across. One-timer. Kelly scores! It's a snipe by Kelly that blows by the glove of Perno. And Canton ties it at 1 on the power play. Yeah, that was a good one-timer. Nice pass by Scott Kremen to find the stick, and he really ripped it. I didn't think that Lenny got out very far on that. He looked like he didn't follow that puck very much because there was certainly a lot of net on the glove hand side there. But nonetheless, with at 11:14 to go in the period, we're tied at 1. O'Brien will deflect this one in, and speeding in to grab the puck is Siemens. However, Siri did get the pass away to Campbell. Now it's Cannell on the forward pass. Flipping it to the opposite side, Klanow goes in after it, and Perron gives him support. Puck is loose, now kicked up to a stick blade. That's O'Brien, and it's kept in by Klanow. That one again deflects off a stick plate as Campbell gets it up to Perron. Across ice, it's open, and now Klanow gets to it first as SUNY Canton was trying to do a line change. They did successfully, however, they almost gave up a breakaway opportunity there. DeMauro leaving it for Malmeister. He tries to split the attackers, can't do it, and then that goes off the stick of Alexander out of play. Puck should remain here to the left of the cave of Miller.
Owen and Watson out there, DeMauro and Dobis on the back end.
SUNY Potsdam wins that faceoff, however, quickly Schoner comes down the other way with it. He'll get poke checked, losing that one. Dobbs gets it to the blue line, and then it's backhanded along by Malmeister. Jordan Prepsel, the defenseman, passing it across. Kremen got it up. That one flips up into the air. It's brought down, finally controlled and corralled by the Bears. Now Sassenberry through center, goes to the right wing. He'll take a shot towards the net. It was on the ice, so Dobbs easily able to defend it away, and he will throw this in. However, that will be an icing as he did not get over the red line.
Yeah, that's an errant thought right there. He only had a stride or two to get there, and face-off comes back into the Bears zone here. 9:25 to go in the period. We're tied at 1.
Tremendous crowd here, still shuffling in at Maxey Hall. A very good crowd, especially since you mentioned that the Division I Route 11 rivalry is taking place across town between the St. Lawrence University Saints and the Clarkson University Golden Knights. So we're glad to see a good fan base here as well as most likely over there at Cheel Arena.
Yeah, and the other thing we didn't mention is the weather.
Oh, yes.
For those of you that are not in the North Country, some of you listening on the radio, we hope, are doing that from the comfort of your car or your home, wherever you may be. But it is dipping down close to 0 by now, and we're going to be below 0 throughout the night tomorrow. So we're going to be paying attention. But right now it's a pretty warm game in here. I can say that for sure.
It's definitely heating up, that's for sure. As Potsdam trying to keep it in the offensive zone. Oh, they do. Very well done by Felix to just knock it back down into the corner for Malmeister. However, the puck will go back out of play.
Faceoff's going to remain inside the Canton zone. Bears will make a change here for this offensive zone faceoff. Blanchard, McCabe, and O'Brien. Dobus will come out along with DeMauro on the back end.
Little false start there by Blanchard. Second opportunity, however, is a failure as Sidney Canton was able to get it back out to the neutral zone. Voss will chip this one along and go after it. Dobbs, the only one to beat, and again, this one will go out as that one went over the Zamboni entrance doors.
We're creeping along here. We've had some stoppages in play here. Both teams matching lines pretty significantly. The Malmeister unit is out there against Schoner and Pringle and Alexander. That's the matchup that looks like Potsdam wants here. They do have the last change, so the face-off win by Canton.
Around the boards. This one will come back below us in the crow's nest. Watson will pick the pocket of Prepsel, and then he gets knocked down for his troubles by Holland. Glove pass is called.
Looking at the schedule is tough for the Bears here going forward. We'll talk about it again, but seeing Hobart and Oswego next weekend, it's we talked about at the beginning of the game. You really got to make the most of this Sunyak game, albeit the fourth time that they've met this year. This is the last Sunyak game that they've played. They've only played against Cantons in the Sunyak game in one of the previous three.
Miller behind his own net will play the puck. And that one's stolen away. Holland in the slot shot, but he gets knocked down from behind by Prepsel, and it goes wide. Another shot going wide. Holland will slap it towards the net. Another one that goes off the post. I do believe it was behind the net. However, it's still a couple quick shots on net here by the Bears. Trying to get away with it is Mo Shorshak. This one tipped down the ice, deflected. Icing is waved off as Campbell will pick it up, and he will slow down the play. But he's being pressured quickly by Drysdale. Cadell gets checked from behind. Liu getting that to the opposite side boards. And now across, it's Hodge over the blue line. Bullock gets that in his skate, but his shot misses that right side. Slap shot towards the net, goes off the skate of Dobbs on the half wall. Picked up here by the Roos. In there is going to be DeMauro, Perron, as well as Dobbs, but now DeMauro has it for the Bears on the breakout. Kalanow flips it in. Cannell is going in after Liu, who just barely gets away with that one. Hodge on one skate, got the pass across. Dumped in by SUNY Canton as they go off for the line change. Zotter to Kelly. Nice save off the blocker by Perno.
Opportunistic stick by Sassenberry there knocked that pass out of the air and allowed the play to continue in the Bears' defensive zone there, but they were actually pretty lucky to get out of that play and start formulating a forecheck.
Another shot towards the net. It's loose on the rebound as Krasnoyarov got a chance at it. However, Miller with a nice pad save.
He had a couple swipes at it. The first one he got a save on, but the rebound came out, and he actually had another look at it. So good positional play there, and Miller is starting to heat up and make some good solid saves.
Tell you what, you said it, partner. I think that these lines right now, shift for shift, have been very even, and it's really right now, I think, going to come down to who can just kind of maybe get that little extra space to get the shot away here, at least from my doing, because I don't know if the one-timer is going to work too many times here tonight.
Well, you know, as we talked about before, they're clearly matching lines here, and there's no mysteries in this game because this is the fourth time that they've seen each other, albeit one being an exhibition game. But, there's no mystery, so they know what lines they want to play against each one. So don't be surprised that we see a lot of line changes, especially with the circumstances being as they are, offensive zone, defensive zone, and who they're playing against. So you're going to see a lot of line movement here in this game.
That puck goes by Schroner. He'll get some backup there. This is flipped down the ice. Salas grabs it in his own defensive territory. However, this is deflected off a stick, and it'll have to get some help from Dahlhart Wood. Perrault comes in here now to also help out.
Canton with good defensive sticks here, I've noticed so far, knocking passes out of the air.
And now they come in on a possible 3-on-2. Dahlhart Wood made a nice block on the ice. There was a brief shot. However, Perno stopped it on the post. There's another one towards the net. Fired it in, and again, Perno comes up with it. That one goes wide of the net this time. Thrown back up to Schoner. He'll deflect it so that, a nifty deke, but a nice save off the top of the glove as Mo Shershak let it go. And now a lot of pressure being put on here by the Kangaroos. Finally, SUNY Potsdam is able to clear it out of their own zone and get some fresh legs out.
They had him running around there pretty good.
Blanchard, shot towards the net, goes wide, and he gets hip checked for his troubles. Theory. Cole with a hit. Campbell comes down. Blanchard towards the net. Cole backhands it on net, and jumping at the top of the crease for it is Trey Miller.
Yeah, nice look by Landon Cole there. That was not a goal-scoring attempt. That was an attempt to make the goalie make a save or give up a rebound. But he got it, steered it towards the net, and that's what you want out of that young guy, to really force the play inside the slot area.
Face-off one here, and a weak shot by McCabe somehow finds its way to the net, and it's kicked aside by Miller. Coming away with it here is going to be number 22, Riley McKinnon, captain of this SUNY Canton squad. Sassenberry got it up to Zotter. Zotter shot, cranks it off the post.
Bingo.
And now he'll try to get the play going again as Prepsel looks for an open lane to the net. Being pressured by Cole, got it down low. Zotter up to the blue line, climbing across. Kelly fires a rocket that just hits the end boards.
When Canton gets it going, they get it going here. They've got a good, good offensive system that sustains ice and finds open players, and they have good quick puck movement inside the offensive zone. So once they get it rolling, Bears are in trouble.
Felix trying to force a play here. Finally, Siemens comes up with it. Could not control it, and it was taken away by DeMoro. One-handed pass, got it to Krasnoyarov, and then his pass for Kilmurray was deflected by a skate. Liu advancing the puck forward. Across ice, Liu. Now back over to O'Brien. His shot deflected off of the stick of DeMoro. Felix tries to bring it down as it keeps bobbling off the ice. Finally he does, still on its side, and he'll chip it along as Krasnoyarov tries to go in for it. Krasnoyarov picks it up on an intercept. However, Kilmurray could not get a piece of it. Flipped up in the air, kept in along the blue line by Dahlhart Wood, and then his pocket is picked here by Pollock. Hohen is going to be hooked from behind, and that should be a delayed penalty here. Yes, against the Kangaroos, and the Bears will have a power play for 2 out of the 2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the first.
Yeah, Bears operating at about 15%. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst either, so it's fairly respectable on their power play. So we'll see if they can get some solid zone time, make the proper passes. And not to get too cute, I've noticed the defensive sticks are good for Canton, that should allow them to cross and protect the lanes. But the Bears they lose that face-off, and now they're going to be scrambling through the neutral zone to get the puck in and take control.
Dahlhard Wood has to backpedal in his own zone as he now starts. Over to Dobbs. Dobbs about to get checked, puts it into the offensive territory. Flip back to Dahlhard Wood. Down low. Behind the goal line. Being pinned up was Perrault. That one goes off a body. Dobbs picks it up. He'll throw it towards the net, deflected. However, it will go over to the half wall next to SUNY Canton's bench. That one's kicked forward and deflected out. Nicely done by Spencer Sassenberry, a freshman forward from Fayetteville, New York.
Nice hockey player as well. And I'll tell you, the Bears have not had an opportunity to get a good look on goal just as of yet. Aggressive on the PK. Bears are finding trouble getting the pass. They try the weak side, and now it's going to be a clear. Pressure is going to come from Canton, so the breakout will be challenged as they try to get the puck up the sidewall to Malmeister. He has to regroup and bring it back.
Less than 1 minute remaining here in the opening period, still tied 1 apiece, as the Bears still have about 33 seconds remaining on the penalty to Freifogel. And that's going to be a call any day of the week as Campbell knocks down O'Brien, not playing the puck.
Yeah.
That'll be interference.
That's an interference call. We'll have 4-on-4 hockey for the next 26 seconds. And then, presumably, hopefully, we'll go to the locker room in 30 seconds.
Well, Campbell definitely giving some verbal garbage to the official as he went to the penalty box. Thought that he was in the right there. However,
it was a good call.
Yeah, it was a good call. As we mentioned, he wasn't playing the puck on O'Brien. Prepsel curls around, decides to keep the puck. He'll get away from Felix. The puck keeps going forward. He has to catch up with it and pass it back to Schroner. On the left wing side, it's Liu. Liu is being checked from behind by Kilmurray. Dobbs now in there with Sassenberry. Sassenberry has the puck, 2 seconds remaining. It went off the side of the net, and it's shot down the ice as time expires, and the first period is over with here at the Maxey Hall Arena. Currently in our men's hockey SUNYAC conference game, it is the SUNY Canton Kangaroos 1 and the SUNY Potsdam Bears 1.
Good, good power play. Again, Canton just shows a lot of creativity with they're in their offensive zone, and it has given the Bears some problems here. So look forward to the coaching staff having a little conversation about what they're going to try to accomplish here. But the Bears so far have been able to keep the majority of the trouble onto the outside, even though I do believe we're going to see the shot advantage for Canton in this period. Jeepers, got a lot of traffic going up here.
So with that, we will take our usual intermission break. We'll be back in 10 minutes' time to give you your updated statistics for the first period and the out-of-town scoreboard. We will be back here momentarily on Mix 96.1 FM and PotsdamBears.com. Okay, Todd, we're back in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back here on Mix 96.1 FM and PotsdamBears.com at the first intermission in this men's hockey contest at Maxey Hall on this chilly Friday evening. As right now, after 20 minutes of play, the score is right now SUNY Potsdam 1, SUNY Canton 1. And with my partner, former Potsdam Bears coach John Horn, and for Todd Truax engineering this broadcast, I'm Taylor Salisbury. John, in that period, we were going over the stat sheet, looking it over, and I mean, in the shots on goal department, we thought there was going to be a lot more. Both these teams evenly matched, and I thought they definitely had double digits in this.
Well, there's no doubt about it, and you talk about evenly matched. SUNY Canton comes in at 7-9-0 overall. The Bears are 7-9-0 overall. SUNY Canton comes in at 3-6 in the conference, and the Bears come in at 4-5. So you can't be any closer than that in terms of competitiveness. And albeit for one game, they've been one-goal games between these guys throughout the course of this season. But the statistics of this game had the Bears get going at 1 minute and 1 second on the clock. It was Mason Holland that would get the goal from behind the goal line. I wasn't even sure who was going to get credit for that goal, but it would be the assist would be picked up by Owen Watson. That would be Mason Holland's 4th goal of the season, Watson's 6th assist. But then Logan Kelly would score a power play goal on a beautiful feed from Scott Kremen. That would be Kelly's 7th goal of the year, Kremen's 10th assist, and also Spencer Sassenberry would pick up his 7th assist. Shots on goal in that period had the Bears outshooting the Kangaroos by to the tune of 6-5. That is a mystery to me.
Yeah, that is definitely a mystery.
You know, not only are the shot totals smaller than I anticipated, but also the fact that Potsdam did not have the advantage certainly in shots attempts. Canton had many, many more shots attempts, albeit if they don't give them credit for a shot on goal. But the zone time was considerable, and they had good offensive movement, and they had good offensive looks at the goal. The Bears did clean up some business in front of the net, but still there was some good looks from the perimeter. But we're going to start this second period with the Bears having to kill off 1 minute 30 of a penalty.
But before we do, we'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Plenty of action going on for the teams around the North Country. The SUNY Potsdam women's basketball team and men's basketball team are at New Paltz. The women's, they lost 41-85, the final score. Nothing yet on the men's team. SUNY Canton's women's hockey team ended up, as we mentioned in the first game, they lost 1-0 to Plattsburgh State. As the horn goes, and the women's basketball team at Fredonia comes up with a victory, 62-54. For St. Lawrence University, their women's basketball team falls to RIT 62-35. The women's hockey team is at Harvard University with plenty of time to go in that one in the third period. Harvard leads 1-0. And at the end of the first period, the men's hockey team leads Clarkson across town at Shield Arena 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. You can also listen to that on B99.3 FM or watch it on ESPN Plus, which is always a positive thing in my mind. For the Golden Knights, the women's hockey team is at Dartmouth. They're tied 1 apiece, 15 minutes remaining in the third period. And the women's basketball team loses by 10 points to Ithaca College, 79-69. In the SUNYAC men's hockey contests, Cortland is trailing Fredonia 2-1 after one period. Buffalo State leads 2-0 over SUNY Morrisville, and Hobart College at Plattsburgh State has a 3-0 commanding lead after the first. As there's a one-timer, and Perno comes up huge on the stop.
Boy, I'll tell you, that was an unbelievable save on Evan Pringle, who came cruising in and had the stick on the ice, just gave it the little extra tap right in front of Lenny Perno, and he was able to make that save. Just a beautiful save here as we have 51 seconds remaining in the power. There's another one, almost identical, and that would have been number 16 getting his stick on the puck. That's Spencer Sassenberry, the freshman from Fayetteville, New York. He's a fine hockey player. And again, Lenny Perno with two very, very good saves, if they give him shots on goal. Two very, very good saves here with 45 seconds to go in the man advantage for Canton.
Siri was able to backhand that one out. It went off of the fingertips of Alexander, who will now speed back in. Shot, ooh! That one just centimeters off from the post as it blew by the net. And then this one will deflect into the crowd, so they will just have a face-off here to the right of the Bears netminder.
Well, it came down with a full head of steam. Freifogel, Braden Freifogel came down right down Broadway and split the D and got a shot in on goal there. D's got to tighten that up. But nonetheless, no harm, no foul here. 18:52 to go in the period. 23 seconds to go in the power play for Canton. And the face-off is going to be to the right of goaltender Lenny Perno.
Late change here as Hodge jumped off the bench, so Sassenberry is kicked out of the face-off dot. However, this one will be corralled and thrown down the ice by Salas. Actually, it was picked up here by Kremen. Nicely done in the neutral zone as he's going to skate into his own zone. Look for an open receiver here. Who does he got? Across ice, he hits Pringle. He beats Cam Murray. Comes in, backhander, he scores! With 3 seconds remaining, it's another power play goal for the Kangaroos.
2 power play goals. That was a beautiful pass. I believe it was number 8, Kremen, that made the pass. Caught Pringle coming in. He caught him in full speed. Defense could not catch up with that. He just blew by him on the side, and really Lenny Perno had no shot at that. Just coming in all alone. The only thing you can think of, and it's good to second guess him, the old Johnny Bauer poke check might have been the only way, but he had his way there. Just too much speed coming in, and a great pass from Kremen.
So SUNY Canton will take their first lead of the game here early in the middle frame on that second marker. And ooh, here's a chance as that one was deflected away. However, Watson just could not get good wood on it to get a shot on Miller.
Had some blue shirts in the area as well.
This one,
it's going to be waved off. It was touched in the center ice area, so Bears trying to get it out here, but a good solid play on the forecheck by Canton. Campbell has it now and will break it out.
Off the skate of Hohen, he will put it aside. Right here below us in the crow's nest, Siri will dump it in as he goes off on a change. He'll be taken out by DeMoro, who now has control of the puck. Clanow has that one chip off his stick. You okay, John?
It was close.
Yeah, you okay? A little jumpy there on that one.
It was close.
As it was deflected up here towards us in the broadcast booth, so we will have a face-off back at center ice. It's okay. Next time I'll jump in the way for it.
Okay.
I got it. Perno comes out of his net. He'll play it back up the half wall where it came. Pass too far for Perot. Ooh, a good check put on there by Cannell as he just tried to really take the head off of.
Tried to get by the Canton player. I think it was
Christ Mugel. Yes.
I think it was more of a collision, I feel, but the face-off comes into center ice.
Well, collision or not, I don't think insurance is going to pay for that one. Dalhart Wood will snap this one down the ice off the boards, and they will call it an icing again on the Bears. Just
an indirect pass there that didn't quite connect, though. That was the right thought and the right pass. It just, it would have been, good for the tip to get in with some speed by the forward going that way. Just was just a little bit in front of them. So good, thoughtful play.
You were alluding to it here at the beginning of the second period. Almost, a nice kick save off the right pillow by Perno. I was going to say, this is almost like a mirror match between these two teams. One-timer, they score! As it's Pringle again in front. One-timer beats Perno. And now it's 3-1 Kangaroos.
Bears having trouble below the goal line. Couldn't handle the speed and the strength of the Canton club there. Just the puck turns over behind the goal line, finds Pringle in front, and he gets it one-timer in the net here with 2 quick goals to put Canton up by 2. 16:54. This is just under 3 minutes, or just over 3 minutes.
Still plenty of time here for the Bears to claw their way back into this one, pun intended, in all. As you mentioned, Pringle was heating up. Now he's on fire.
Yeah.
As he'll be trying to look for a hat-trick goal here for the Kangaroos throughout the contest. Blanchard scoops this one up in the offensive zone. Cole will get pinned up on the half wall. McCabe will grab the puck away from him as he sends the rubber back up to the blue line. Shot that is deflected off a stick. Cole, the first one there for it. Slap shot towards the net. McCabe with a nice rebound off the backhander. However, it just misses wide.
A little bit of a surge by Potsdam there to get some good solid zone time before Canton is able to break out. They're going to establish their forecheck now. The Bears try to reverse it, and that's going to be it's going to be waved off.
Couple of interesting calls here so far.
Interesting.
It didn't look like Krasnoyarov got any bit of that puck as it was flying by. However, the play has continued here. Mugel will keep this in at his blue line near the bench. Thrown back out into center ice. Voss back passes it, and this one will end up on the stick of Tristan Mugel.
I think Canton's speed has been very impressive here in this game.
Oh, hands down.
Not only their speed to the puck, but their speed to their position inside the forecheck, establishing where they want to be against the forecheck. So, very solid play here.
Murray threw it across. He was looking for Krasnoyarov, who was changing up. However, now Watson, who took him off, is going to bring it back in. Murray is rubbed off on the boards. Hohen now has this one in the Zamboni corner. His pocket is picked by Prepsel. And now this one is intercepted in the passing lane. Malmeister tries a shot, and it's deflected off the stick of Kremen.
No room in that slot area there. 3 blue shirts to try to get that puck through.
There's a chance that hits the side of the net. A nifty move and a nice stop. Bringing it back was Prepsel. In here now, one-timer, rebound, they score! Malmeister on the rebound, gets it by Miller, and the Bears are only down by 1.
Coming back, good quick shot, forced that save, came out, there was the rebound, got it again, and Malmeister was able to bury it into the open net. Miller had a couple of good looks at it prior to Malmeister getting the final shot, but he buried it for sure. So the Bears have pulled to within 1 with 14-12 to go here in the second period.
We knew it was going to be exciting, and we still have plenty of hockey to go here on the ice.
Bears got to figure out how to handle this forecheck here. The Canton forecheck has presented problems for the Bears, not only in their speed to the puck, but as I said before, to their speed to their positioning. They're cutting off the zones.
And you're absolutely right, John. Incredible speed here by the Kangaroos. Even on the back check, they're looking fantastic. As that one
That's a high stick.
Yep, Pringle hits that one. High stick, now waved off as Clanow tips it away. Cannell able to get over there in the bottom corner, bringing it away. Here's a backhander. No good. It's a rebound by Clanow that just misses.
You know, surprisingly enough, had that stick open in front of the net. Canton did not occupy it, and Clanow had a good look at that shot.
The initial shot was taken by Perron. He brought it out from the corner and took a backhander in close. And you're right, it was a great rebound opportunity, just barely missing, and tying this game up at 3-3.
Face off in the neutral zone just outside of the Bears' defensive end here. Blanchard's unit is on for the Bears. McCabe along with Cole.
We know that McCabe is able to turn on the speed at will. As it goes all the way down the ice, he conserves his energy as it's just going to come back here into the Kangaroo zone.
Well, there's no doubt McCabe can pick him up and put him down there. He can really fly when he gets going. Bears going to keep that unit on the ice. It's going to be Cole and Blanchard and McCabe. Salas out there along with Dugart-Wood for this offensive zone faceoff.
McCabe fires it in, and a nice save as Miller had to be hot on the trot there.
Clean face-off win right on the stick of McCabe, and he made no mistake about getting that good quick shot away. That was a very nice save by Miller.
That face-off was so clean, it looked like Mr. Clean was actually down there. Blanchard, he brought it through that time. Beautifully done. He now has control of it as he puts it back up to the blue line for the defense. That hit the skate of Cole. And bring it back is going to be McCabe. Up to Dard-Wood. Wrist shot through traffic. Misses the net. Blanchard couldn't get any sort of contact on it. However, Salas will come down from his position to keep it going on the half wall. This one ripped around the boards, and it does touch a player in the Bears bench, so it should stay in Canton's defensive territory.
We'll see. The Bears picked up a little bit of energy. That two-goal margin that Canton had a few minutes ago seems to have been a little bit of a wake-up call for the Bears. They're skating with a little bit more purpose here as this second period continues to roll on.
Felix trying to go after this one. Zotter, that one had too much mustard on the pass, went by him, and now the Bears trying to steal this one away. They do, right in front of their own bench. Peyton Felix putting on a clinic down there with the hands as he got away from two defenders. Finally is taken away. Zotter coming down, and Siri, an amazing defensive play. He barely got a piece of Zotter's stick, and that's going to be a penalty against the man.
Well, I didn't see it that way. I mean, they're going to call it a slash. Gee.
That's tough.
That's a tough call.
That's very tough. And already, SUNY Canton is 2 for 2 on the power play. Here's number 3.
That was a very iffy call there, if I do say so myself. And we could be homers, but that was objectively, I think that was a tough call.
No, that one right there by Cannell was more blatant on Hodge. That one would have unquestionably been a penalty, and I'm actually surprised that they didn't call Cannell on this one.
Pretty good save by Lenny Pierno there, and I think that was Pringle again.
Yeah, looking for the hat.
Off the face-off, ends up with a good opportunity that was kicked to the side. Bears will clear.
Sassenberry lost that one. Again, good defense this time by Captain Michael Campbell. Drop pass.
Try that regroup. The new breakout on the, I shouldn't say new, it's not new anymore. It's They've been at it now a couple of years.
Everybody loves that drop pass.
They all love it. It seems to be working.
Back up to the blue line, one-timer. Kelly from his desk office there misses the net again as he scored the first one the exact same way on the power play in the first. Owen, one to beat, can't do it. Sassenberry tried to get it away from him, and he'll chip it into the Zamboni corner. Deflected, picked up here, Hodge, now across. Here's a save off a nice wrist shot there. Perno not really knowing where it was, so he decided not to move an inch and make sure he got the whistle.
I wasn't sure. I thought Michael Campbell got the block, but he went down, forcing the puck to go high, and Lenny was able to make that call, or that save, that is.
So it's Zotter and Felix on the draw this time. They tangle up, and it will go back up to Alexander. His shot knocked away as Perno will just punch it back behind the net. 34 seconds remaining here in the penalty to Rocco Siri, and now that actually will cancel out the penalty as this will go against the Kangaroos.
Again, the Kangaroos with good speed, forcing the Bears to get into situations that they're uncomfortable with, trying to make a clean exit. That's going to be Zotter who's going off on that penalty. I think it's going to be a hooking call.
Yes.
But, again, the Bears were having trouble getting the puck up the sidewall against the position. What I like about that is that they didn't try just to get rid of it. He held on to it and actually forced that penalty call.
So the Kangaroos now will bring it up with a Schoner. Pass, McKinnon across, wide open is Pringle, but he couldn't control it and get the shot away, but he is getting some good looks. He was wide open on that one.
He was wide open.
Down low, another shot blocked as Prepsel let it go. And then here's a takedown as Salas is knocked down, and again, no call. But now the Bears have the power play now. Whistle is blown, and I have no idea why. This is starting to get a little wonky here.
I don't know what.
There was nothing to call there. The puck was below the net.
I don't know, unless the net went off and he put it back on or something. I don't know. Again, I'd like to have replay.
Yes, yes, we talked about that in the first game for the women's hockey team, and you got to wonder when that actually will be implemented here for Division III. We were talking about that a bit. Puck will make its way slowly to the net of Miller. Finally, he's able to just grab it with the trapper for a face-off.
Bears had good speed taking the line there. They would have liked to have had more control of it as it slipped off the stick and got closer to the goaltender who held on to it. That wasn't a dump in. They were carrying it in, but then just lost control of the puck.
Same thing just happened there on the face-off. It is picked up here by Freifogel, and he will dump it in. Going after it to kill some time. We still have just about 50 seconds remaining here on that penalty to Nolan Zotter. On the far side, Owen, shot, kick save by Miller, and now Freifogel has a chance here. One to beat, he throws it towards the net, and Perno with a stop on the blocker.
It was a good stop, no doubt about it.
Nicely done.
28 seconds to go. Bears they have not been able to set up as of yet. Any chance they've had, and it's been few and far between, has been on the rush. There was only one save, I believe, recently that Miller made on this power play with 11 seconds to go. That's an offsides call. And now we're down to 7 seconds. Bears not able to get much rolling here against the PK for Canton. Canton has been pretty decent on the PK this year. If I look at the stats correctly, we will see that they Well, they've given up their fair share of goals, so Bears haven't been able to find an answer at it.
So the penalty will expire. The Bears are 0 for 1. As that one goes off the partition, an awkward bounce. Kelly checks it. Back pass. Sassenberry looking for Zotter. No good. And a possible 2-on-1. As coming back the other way, Delhard Wood doesn't really have anybody. Takes the shot. Hits the glass. Rebound. Ooh, just wide of the net.
Canton had good numbers coming back. They got 3 players back in that in a hurry. But again, no support there. He didn't have much of an opportunity to formulate a play.
It's as you mentioned. They have a just phenomenal speed, and it's not just on the offensive side. It's on the defensive side as well. It's very well-rounded here for SUNY Canton, something you'd be proud of. And now a lobbing pass forward. McCabe shot. No good. Another score! Blanchard puts it in, and we're tied at 3.
Well, I tell you, he made the initial save, and that thing just trickled by him at the last minute. But the Bears have tied this thing on an even strength goal. Just a terrific shot that had enough on it to get by the goaltender there. Again, if there wasn't a rebound play, it was the initial shot that just crept by him.
And obviously, again, you talked about video replay. I mean, in that rarity, it could have looked like a bang-bang play where it might have went off the skate and they could try to challenge. But again, no video replay here yet.
Who ended up getting credit for that?
I believe it would be Blanchard. He was the one in front of the net. Yes, it will be Blanchard getting the goal there, the third one here for the Bears to tie it back up. 3 apiece with 7 minutes remaining here in the second period. That one deflected off a body, and trying to come in for it that time was O'Brien. He could not get a piece of it, and this one will be icing on Canton.
The Bears are doing their rendition of the rope-a-dope. If they don't remember what that was, old Muhammad Ali used to sit there and let the opponents, Joe Frazier, throw a number of shots at him, but he just kept coming back, and he just kept coming back. And that's what the Bears are doing here. The territorial play and some of the systematic play have been giving the Bears some trouble, but they've been able to come back and keep this game going in the right direction with that game-tying score by Blanchard's.
Still plenty of fight in both these teams as this one goes across to Malmeister. Drop pass, he'll get it right back. His shot deflected at the very last split second by Colton Alexander. Pollock can't get a shot away. That one gets through, and it's stopped again by Perno. Malmeister trying to check his man off the puck. Siri will pick up the puck briefly, and it's chipped back down low by Kremen. Battling for it is Siri and Pollock. Campbell joins in on the fun as the pass came out into the slot area. This one yeehawed all the way down the ice by Malmeister, and that will bring the players back out who are trying to change for the Bears.
I didn't think that had any chance of being an icing call, but nonetheless, 5:47 to go in the period, and we're tied at 3 here. Good solid play by both teams. Again, Bears being able to take the best punch that Canton has had, yet remain tied in this game.
Kelly receives that pass off the boards, backhands it right to the net. Perno had to be quick on his wits there, and I think that they're going to get both teams matching minors here for battling in front of the net as Zotter and Campbell slowing through the bench.
Here's a perfect example of the referee not wanting to let the game get away from it. The referees are fully aware of how many times that these teams have met, and they are just not going to let this get away.
Or are they calling a penalty against Siri?
Oh, I thought they took both.
I thought they took both too. He was making the motion that typically a referee does in front of the net, saying you and you both go to the box, but Siri is getting the gate here. I would assume maybe for roughing, but now it's the fourth power play for the Kangaroos.
Whatever it wasn't very much, and he did get his arms up. There's no doubt about it, but there's just that was
heat of the moment, I guess.
Well, and I've seen a lot worse. There's no question about it here, but again, referees not wanting to let anything get out of hand here in this game, and unfortunately, Potsdam took a one-sided penalty in my mind.
Perino makes a beautiful stop off of the chest protector, as it was officially a roughing penalty against Siri. Kelly fires this one across, now to Kremen. Kremen looking, surveying the landscape, got it to Kelly. Now it's back up to Kremen, to Kelly, with a blast! That one goes off of Delhart Wood's shin pad. Now it gets to the net. Perno saves it at the 5-hole, and it will go down into the corner. And now, Plano, I thought if he was able to go stride for stride, might have been able to get a breakaway there past the defense.
Well, been out there for a while, needed a change here on the PK. 49 seconds to go. Bears are able to clear and get down the ice. Kremen will get back at it. Bears got some fresh legs on there. Oh boy, he got away with that one, I thought.
Yeah.
Until Murray got the stick caught up in the defender's legs there, and referee was on it and just didn't call it.
Yeah, you could see him down there kind of wave his arms like, oh, you really got to do that? Like, this is starting to get a little chippy here between these two rivals. A spirited contest, no doubt, as we are still tied at 3 with 3 minutes and 54 seconds remaining here in the second period, and the power play almost up here for the Kangaroos. 10 seconds remaining before Siri is released from jail, so to speak. Back up top to the blue line. Power play is over with. Perrault is going to switch up here with Siri out of the box. Zotter gets it by Kilmurray. Got a pass to himself. And then lets it go as Hohen will be the first one back for it. Perrault streaking over the blue line. Fans on his wrist shot. Liu is there with him trying to take it away. He does, but Perrault will steal it back. Perrault pinned along the boards. Now Kilmurray. Malmeister back up here. Shot towards the net. Hits a shoulder in front. And then O'Brien throws it out to center ice. Quickly tossed back in by Malmeister. Watson checks his man as Liu has that one blow by him. Delhart Wood slap shot towards the net. That one bobbled and bounced off the ice. And here's another shot towards the net. Players getting tangled up here, and some good opportunities for the Bears. That one is faked. As that was Dobbs trying to fake out his man, couldn't do it. O'Brien and Delhart would go down, and now they'll battle again. Here's a slap shot towards the net. Perno up to the task.
Ooh. Sloppy.
Across the ice, it's Mashurshak. His pass stopped off the stick blade of Blanchard, as now it'll be dumped in. The Bears going off for the line change. Bobby Voss, he'll get checked. Felix takes this one away, right to left. That shot bounces off the goaltender. It's loose. And Campbell controls it. Wrist shot deflected. It's in the crease. And he's able to fall on it. As standing there in the crease was both McCabe and Cannell.
I'll tell you, Miller has really been fighting the puck here recently. There's been a lot of rebounds out of here. And I will tell you that both of these clubs understand the value of this. There was no pushing and shoving in that. Both teams separated it. That could have been a mix-up in front of the net. Lots of bodies there trying to protect the goaltender. Canton was. Bears trying to find that loose puck. Slow whistle. Referee didn't lose sight of it. And but finally the whistle came. A little bit of a dance, but no penalties were taken.
1 minute and 47 seconds remaining here on the clock as Campbell off the faceoff takes the shot, and McKinnon has that go off his shin, and there will be a penalty here against Canton for holding.
That's going to be a holding call. Referee, the Canton players do not like it. That's going to be number 8 perhaps going off, maybe Kremen. perhaps.
Yes, that's who it looked like.
Fine defenseman Scott Kremen. He's the senior out of Arnold, Maryland. Very good hockey player. Perron on the faceoff. Dugat Wood has been seeing a lot of ice time in this game.
He throws it towards the net. Cannell could not connect. Dalhart Wood keeps it in with his glove at the blue line in front of his own bench. Throws it down low behind the pipes of Miller. He'll have it again. Releases, and that one again goes off a leg in front. This time it was Cannell. Cannell and Klanow go after it down low. Liu is tripped up. Freifogel is in there as well. Puck is in there pretty tightly. The official giving them a little bit of extra time. Finally, it is jabbed free, and McKinnon comes out with it. His clear is successful, as it will go down the ice with 1 minute remaining in the period.
Bears get their skaters that they want on here, albeit eating up a lot of the power play time. Bears comfortable with making sure that this last 35 seconds they have the wheels out there that they want.
50 seconds remaining in the power play, so if they do not score here in the last 30 seconds, it will transition over into the third period.
Trying it again.
Yep, Dalhart Wood will curl from behind the net to Hohen.
There's the play. Looking on the...
That time I...
Okay, you didn't think I saw that either, did you?
Well, to be fair, I was putting my head over the glass this time, but it is an icing on the Bears.
10 seconds to go here in the period. So we'll have about 20 seconds or so in the second period if we don't score here. In the third period, if we don't get a score here. Krasnyaroff on the faceoff.
He'll square up and win the faceoff. This is kicked back to Campbell on the half wall. He's got 5 seconds. Hohen takes it, puts it across. 1 second. They got to shoot. They can't do it. As the horn sounds, Malmeister just wasn't paying attention there to the clock, but that will finish our second period of play here at Maxey Hall Arena. And right now, as we stand after 40 minutes of play, it is SUNY Canton 3 and SUNY Potsdam 3.
Entertaining period. Canton really came out and I thought played extraordinarily well in the first half of that period. Obviously getting a couple of goals. Pringle skating well, Sassenberry skating well, but the Bears found a way to kind of wiggle themselves back into the game, not only by scoring the goals, but also wiggle themselves back into the competitiveness of the game. They were able to counter more what Canton was doing, and I thought that their play was much better as a team in getting everything ready to go. So it also, of note here, I mentioned it, goaltender for Canton, Trey Miller, he's been fighting the puck quite a bit here, and it'll be interesting to see how that continues on in the third period.
And to be brutally honest with you, at this particular point in time, we'll have to wait and see who's going to end up with the victory here as we are tied at 3. We'll be back here momentarily as we will give you the second period statistics and go over the updated out-of-town scoreboard. Stick around with us because we will be back here momentarily on PotsdamBears.com and Mix 96.1 FM. Okay, Todd, we're ready. We're going to go in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, on Mix 96.1 FM and watching along on the live stream at PotsdamBears.com. For Todd Truax engineering this broadcast on the Mix 96.1 FM side, and for my partner, former Potsdam Bears coach John Horn, I'm Taylor Salisbury. After 2 periods of play here at the Maxey Hall Arena in men's hockey competition, it is tied between the SUNY Canton Kangaroos and the SUNY Potsdam Bears. Coach, that time around, like you were mentioning before the break, Canton, a lot of speed, a lot of effort there in that second period, but SUNY Potsdam able to crawl on back and match them stride for stride to tie this game up.
Well, we ended the first period in a 1-1 tie, and we ended the second period in a 3-3 tie, and those goals came in at 1:28 of the second period. Evan Pringle would get his first of 2. That would have been a power play marker. Scott Kremen would pick up his 11th assist. Pringle would come right back at 3:06 and give the Roos a 2-goal lead. Colton Alexander would pick up his 8th assist. But then Ryan Molmeister would get his 9th and an even strength goal. That was at 5:48. Owen Watson getting his 7th assist, and Eli Dugart would pick up his 9th assist on the season. The Bears would tie the game at 12:33. Andrew Blanchard would get his first goal of the year. Garrett McCabe and Will O'Brien would pick up the assist. Shots on goal in the second period had the Roos out shooting the Bears 13-11 for a 2-period total of 18-17. And the stats speak for themselves. We're in a tie game. The shots are fairly even. And, again, it's been a little bit of a give and take. I would have given Canton, a sizable advantage there in the early part of that period. I thought their speed to the puck, speed to their position, their back checking was strong. But the Bears just kept coming back. And they took, I'm not going to say it was the best, but it might have been the best of what Canton had to offer, and they survived and they came back and tied the game.
Yes, it's definitely a heavyweight bout between these two clubs, and if we were calling it based on points, it would be too close to call. This would be a very hard decision to make.
Yep.
But we still do have 1 period of play to go here. Hopefully we will have a decision here within the next 20 minutes. Now we'll go back to the out-of-town scoreboard. As we mentioned, the women's basketball team for SUNY Potsdam was defeated by New Paltz. The men's basketball team, with 17 minutes remaining in the second half, are down 47-32. For SUNY Canton's men's basketball team, at halftime, they lead Fredonia State on the road 39-36. St. Lawrence University's women's hockey team ended up in a 1-1 tie with Harvard University. However, in the shootout, St. Lawrence University picks up the victory, at least by what I saw on the live stats. And the men's hockey team at Clarkson across town at Shield Arena lead the Golden Knights 4-3 at the end of the second period. The Golden Knights men's basketball team is trailing Ithaca 40-35 at the half, as we now look at the SUNYAC women's hockey contests. There was one late game going on as Cortland is at William Smith. That started at 7 o'clock. It is Cortland 4-1 with 16 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the third. And for SUNYAC men's games, Oswego State is at Skidmore. They lead 2-0. 2 minutes remaining in the first period. At the end of 2, Fredonia has a 2-goal lead on Cortland, 3-1. Plattsburgh State also leads Morrisville 3-1 at the end of 2 periods of play. And after 40 minutes, Hobart at Plattsburgh is dominating 5-0. As we are now all set for the start of our third period of play.
Just a little bit of power play time here for the Bears as they try to get one more rush in before they get back to even strength. Dugar Wood would take the line. It did make it to the goal. He was steered to the side. And the Bears will try to keep the puck in. And they do.
Power play has expired as we are back to a 5-a-side. Klanow had to tag up there on the delayed offside. He did and threw it back into the zone. And then the official almost gets bowled over on that one behind the net by Owen Watson. Here's a shot towards the net. It goes over the shoulder on top of the net. Chipped off. Watson takes another shot that got deflected away. Siri looking for the pass. Now Meister was cutting in, and it just goes wide.
Couple of good whacks at it there. The Bears had some challenging opportunities there against Miller, but he was able to keep the puck out of the net.
Owen will track this one down. Liu is the first one back for the Roos as he hops on his horse. He'll actually give the puck away. This one that goes around the boards. Kept in here by Campbell. Now Meister trying to throw it in front of the net, and that deflected away. Campbell brings this one down off of the glass. He goes all the way down the ice and will throw the pass across for Siri. Repsol takes that one away from Felix. Krasnoyarov comes into the picture, though, and will backhand it in to the offensive zone. Felix on the steal, throws it towards the net, and that is safely kicked to the corner by Miller.
Krasnoyarov was in the vicinity there, and that was a good look by Felix.
Lead pass here as Freifogel tried to track it down. No dice there. Dobbs has that go off a shin. Blanchard trying to go after it. However, it's going to come back into the Bears' defensive zone. With it now is Siemens. He's pinned up. McCabe bounces it off the boards, and here comes O'Brien over the blue line. He goes across east to west, lost control of the puck, and Salas had to pick it up. Slapped into the zone, looking for the line change here was going to be Blanchard, and he does get off successfully. Klanow now comes out here, as well as Perron. Perron with a nice shot, however, it is stopped by Miller. That pass behind the intended target, that was Zotter, and this one is flipped back up into the air. Perron will get his blade on it briefly. Cannell also in there, and Sassenberry is trying to knock him off the puck. Dahlhurt Wood, tape pass, nicely done to Salas. They put it down low. It's going to come back up. Dahlhurt Wood with a shot deflected away. I don't know if it hit the trapper or not of Miller, and another shot that goes way wide of the net by Salas. However, he's getting back on Zotter. We mentioned matching stride for stride. He did that nicely on the back check.
Very nice job. Bears had a good forecheck going there. Perrant, very good behind the goal line, kept the puck in there. Good sustained pressure, forcing Miller to make a couple of saves. But the Bears were able to get, again, good zone time, which will be a good measure. That'll fatigue the team. You want to keep them playing in their own end.
Watson with a nice lobbing, advancing pass. Now Meister, though, his one was in the skate of Hohen. That will be knocked down the ice on net, and that will be covered up here, smothered, actually, by Perno.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen a shot out of Meister there. I think he was looking past. But a good shot, especially with Miller fighting the puck just a little bit here. He's been able to keep the puck out, giving up 3 goals, as had Lenny Pierno, but he's had some rebounds that have been opportunities for the Bears. So I'd like to see some shots on goal and get to the net with a stick on the ice.
Dobbs was looking across, and that one's poke checked away. Fogel in all alone, and a nice save by Perno.
Beauty. Turnover at the blue line. Perno was not surprised by that kind of a fake to go to one side and leave the puck back behind him there. He didn't wasn't a real strategic move on that, but nonetheless forcing Lenny to make that save.
Puck is deflected off of the stick of Krasnoyarov into the Canton bench. Looks like it should, yes, come out here right in front of the penalty box area.
Felix on the face-off. Krasnoyarov out there along with Kilmurray. They've been effective here so far here in the third period.
One back by Salas. Delhurt Wood chipped it forward. However, it went as far as the blue line and is knocked back down here left to right by the Kangaroos. That's Voss in there. Went through a pair of legs. Cross-ice pass to Krasnoyarov. He got fooled on that one by McKinnon and lost the puck.
Bears continue to try to throw that puck up the wall and continue to be a challenge there for the Roos as they pinch in, and they have numbers over there. So the Bears got to look towards a little bit more open ice if they can, instead of just forcing it up the wall. That is the safe play, there's no doubt about it, and I'm all about that, but it's really presenting a continued forecheck because the Bears are, the Roos are forcing that play on the wall.
Campbell has to go the other way on the boards as there was tons of bodies on the far side half wall, and it looks like we're going to have more of the same here as O'Brien tries to drill it forward unsuccessfully as that one goes back down below the goal mouth of Perno. McCabe.
See, the numbers are just too much over there. They just can't they're outnumbered on the wall.
Finally, McCabe is able to break free here. Wrist shot, nice speed behind it. However, Miller stands tall as he went down.
And a good play there by the Bears. That was 92 Garrett McCabe, who rather than give that extra push on the pads to try to give him a little tap, skated right away from it. And I like that decision making.
Face-off one here by Sassenberry. Gripping this one is Kremen. That went off the glass, down the ice. Dobbs picks it up, pressured by two, but he got the pass to Clanow, and then he'll give a nice pass out on the breakout to Perron. However, he got the puck chipped off his stick, and Sassenberry's going to bring it back the other way. He'll take the shot, and that's a great stop by Perno off of the chicken wing on the right side.
Well, we had some good numbers coming back. There was good back pressure there, so Sassenberry had really no other choice but to shoot the puck, and he was clearly going short side there, and Lenny was able to get the blocker on it and send the puck out of play. That's Sassenberry's a good skater and a nice hockey player, but he was bested there by Lenny Perno on the blocker.
Jordan Mugo wins this back to Kremen, and again, Perno with the blocker save knocks it out of play here, so they will reset same face-off circle to the right of the Potsdam goalie.
Got a couple of pretty good shooters there. That Kremen can bring it. He's had a lot of experience over the years. Kelly can shoot it well from the point as well.
Kremen, third time, not the charm here as it bounced over the net. It comes on the slide, close range, and it's a stop. And Perno trying to keep the play going, slaps it away. Finally, this one is flipped up in the air by Malmeister.
That's a nice play by the defender for Canton. Kremens, he had good speed on the take around from the net. There we go.
Malmeister pokes this one away, and it's a foot race. Can he do it? He passes it back. Watson shot. Nice save by Miller this time. Both goalies really going tit for tat here in terms of the stoppages.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Malmeister there with the look. Goaltender was moving from his right to his left. Made the save.
Siemens was looking for Pollock, and it was a nice stick lift by Kilmurray to make sure there wasn't a shot. Salas to Kilmurray. He'll scan the environment, got it to Campbell, and he will shoot this one in. On the far side, Krasnoyarov helping out there. Campbell across the blue line finds Siri. Shot through traffic. And that one, Miller, I don't know how he saw that one.
Well, I don't think he did, but he was in the position to make that, have the puck hit him.
Yeah. Very, very square to it. Here's another shot that goes off the dome. That's the second time Perno's been hit. Smoked in the head by a shot.
Boy, that was a nice shot and a good quick release by Moshushak. Just a good quick snapshot off the dome. Puck went out of play. 11:17 to go in the third period here. We're tied at 3.
Wouldn't be surprised if Perno's seeing stars as Kelly tries to bully his way to the crease. Puck is taken away by Hohen. Hohen got it to the left wing side, and that one will be deflected up into the netting, as letting it go was McCabe.
Yeah, good look by Hohen there. I like what he did. He had good speed coming in, saw the defense try to tighten up here just a little bit off it. He dished it when McCabe still had some speed going, and so he was able to get a good shot away, and it was deflected out of play. But a good solid look there for Mason Hohen.
Clanow, Perron, and Cannell are now out here. Forward pass. Nice kick save that time by Perno on the left side, as coming in was Fry Fogel on the advancing pass.
That was a tough save, tougher than it looked like it was going to have to be, but it was a good save.
Great extension of the legs by Perno, no doubt about it, as that one takes a funny bounce off that Zamboni corner, and now it starts. As Cannell gets away with the puck, he tried to pass it across. He fanned on the pass. Fryfogel's wrist shot. Sacrificing the body was Delher to Wood. And now, for his efforts, Clanow hits him with a pass. His shot knocked away. He'll battle with Scott Kremen, and he's knocked down to the ice. Trying to get up as well as keep the puck in. That one with a lot of force behind it, made its way down to the opposite side. Wow, impressive. Didn't look like it really hit anything. It just kind of scored it free.
Oh, there's going to be an icing call.
Absolutely. Hohen a little too far on the pass by Salas.
Under 10 minutes to go in the third period here. Still tied at 3. A reminder, we'll be here, I think, tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. I don't think about it. It is 3 o'clock, and we're going to have the Canton Roos here to meet the women's team. Women's team with a nice win over Oswego today. Had a 4-1 lead at one point in time. Oswego scrapped back into the play. Bears were able to eke out a 1-goal victory. That was a nice Suniac win for the women's team.
Absolutely. The Lady Bears will be looking to complete the weekend sweep, and you can listen to that on Mix 96.1 FM, watch it on PotsdamBears.com, or you can come down here to Maxey Hall and view it live if you want to brace against the cold that will be hitting us this weekend. Watson has that one knocked away, but Malmeister got the pass in front of the net. Hohen's shot is knocked away.
Hey, Miller with a nice leg save on that one.
All the way down the ice, Siri, the first one back for it. Icing on SUNY Canton.
Maybe they can turn the heat up in here. I don't know.
Well, so I want to let you in on a little secret. Dan Bronson is hogging the heater down there, or at least he was in the first game, because when I went down there afterwards, he had the heat cranked. So
he's in a good position.
Yeah. Campbell coming down.
Everybody's acknowledging that.
Throwing it towards the net. Krasnoyarov blows by the puck on that effort as Sassenberry brings it in over the blue line. He'll be pressured instantly there by Peyton Felix. so he has to throw it down low. Campbell hits his man, knocks him down, playing the body. However, play keeps going. Siri gets hit from behind by Sassenberry, and now he will backhand it up to the half wall. Brought out by the Ruse, and that comes up to the blue line. Liu across. That one again, nicely defended by Krasnoyarov. The Bears really doing a great job of sacrificing the body here in their own zone, making sure that nothing is going to make its way to Pirno.
Well, I tell you, blocking shots right now is an art. They talk about it in the locker rooms, and it's part of the game to really try to get the players to have a lot of block shots.
I've always loved it. I've been a big fan of blocking shots. Dobbs, cross ice pass. McCabe puts it back. There's a shot. Ooh, that one got through. However, there was nobody there to pick up a rebound. Now here's another opportunity right into the breadbasket of Miller.
Again, he's there. He's making those saves, but he's fighting that puck just a little bit.
Literally right in the breadbasket. He had to pull that out of his pants shell.
Yeah. There's sending out the Perron line with Clanell and Cannell. Good move on this offensive face-off to the right of goaltender Miller.
And the official now getting tied up with some of the players. Cannell will grab this one. Bumped off the puck. Chipping it up is Moshorshak. Keeping it alive was Dobbs, and he took a hit for his trouble. Almost went into the SUNY Canton bench. Back for this is DeMauro as he tries to find the outlet pass. It's Cannell coming in. Shot. Point blank. Miller made the save, and then putting it back into his glove was Bobby Voss. Very well done by the junior from Norwood, New York on SUNY Canton.
Well, and also a very good job by Jeremy Cannell, who caught that puck and was really able to accelerate quickly and get a good quick shot away. He could feel the pressure coming from behind, but got a good shot that had a chance at the 5-hole, and a good save by goaltender Miller.
Ringel around, stolen away. Now Meister hauling, deflected it, and Miller is right there to make the save. Some great chances here by both teams as we're still knotted up here at 3 apiece. 6 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in regulation. That one is flipped again out of play.
More of the same. I think the last time these two clubs met, it was a 1-goal game. That was on that Tuesday night game, the Tuesday morning game.
Kids Day.
Kids Day here. And the Bears were able to eke out a 1-goal game here. So as the stats indicated, both in wins and losses and league play, these teams are very evenly matched.
Pass up to the blue line. Slap shot. Ooh! Deflected at the last moment. The net has been knocked off as Perno's stick got knocked out of the blocker. And looks like we should just have the face-off here to the right in the face-off circle.
Boy, that took a dangerous redirect there on that shot from the point.
Not sure if it hit a body or a stick, but yeah, it ultimately almost ended up in the back of the net for the Bears. It would have been horrible misfortune because in a game like this, you don't want to see a goal like that end up in the back of the net and decide this at the end. Slap shot, Liu. What a save on the stretch by Perno!
Boy, he had 3 of them right in a row there. Perno had 3 saves.
This one's stolen by Malmeister. He throws it in. Watson goes after it. Liu will dive away from him and get it up to the blue line. It's kept in by Campbell. Down to Malmeister below the net. Here in the slot. Ooh, Siri couldn't get the opportunity. He was about to drill one towards the net. Liu off the glass. Kicked back into the neutral zone by Campbell, and then it's dumped in by the Kangaroos. That pass too far for Krasnoyarov. Whistle is blown here. don't exactly know. Maybe a delayed offsides. I'm not really sure on that one.
Referee's having a conversation there. I'm not sure why that whistle. You know, we do have some blind spots here.
Oh, yes, of
so,
course.
You know, not that we're going to make excuses here, but I'm going to wonder if there were too many men on the ice, or looks like there's going to be a penalty call here. So they did get too many men on the ice, I believe. 5:40 to go here. The Bears will go on to the power play. Two things. Number one, and that's going to be Hodge that goes off, but, you know, two things here. One, they've got to be careful as to not get overly aggressive here and give up a shorthanded goal, which can happen, but they want to make sure that they have the opportunity to make a good play and get a good opportunity at a goal. But nonetheless, you don't want to forgive your defensive scheme as well.
Golden opportunity here for the Bears, who are, if I'm correct, 0 for 2 so far on the power play in this game, and we really haven't seen them score any goals on the power play in a hot minute here, at least at Maxley Hall.
No, the power play, again, started the night, it was at about 15%, but it hasn't been, they haven't been rolling too awful much.
Darwood snaps this one towards the net. It goes wide of the left post. With the regroup, it's got to be Perron. He'll go behind the net and slow this one down to a screeching halt with 1 minute remaining in that too many men penalty.
We've done that a couple of times here tonight where we've helped ourselves on the kill. Help the team on the kill by probably eating up about 8 or 10 or 12 seconds as we try to regroup and get the proper legs out there.
Picked up here by Moshorshak. Campbell able to block it on the half wall. It came out to the center lane, brought down by a stick. No high stick there on Hohen. Shot by Malmeister is knocked down below the net. And this one will make it out to center ice as SUNY Canton really has to hurry up here to make a change. They really only got one person off. Malmeister down low in front of the net. Backhander, it's loose, and somehow Miller comes up with it, and now we have a little bit of jostling between the two teams.
And really nobody wants to do it. Look at the really and truly a fair amount of control there you're seeing. There was a little bit of something there. The referee keeping an eye on things. I don't think he's going to call anything. And that's pretty good composure, I would say, for both teams.
7 seconds remains on the man advantage, as now out there is Felix Kilmurray. Also have O'Brien with Salas and Dahlhurt Wood up at the point. 3 minutes and 47 seconds remaining on the scoreboard, and now they're actually going to move this face-off out to one of the face-off circles in the neutral zone. Okay.
Dugar Wood is wondering why that is.
As it's one back here by Canton, that will kill the rest of the power play here. Flipped up and it went off the head soccer style of Sassenberry. He had no idea where that one went. Dahlhurt Wood cradling the puck. He'll throw it off the glass partition down the ice. Liu trying to control this one. He barely does before he slaps it down for Zotter. Zotter will dump it in here. And again, another one off the glass, goes down the ice. No icing. O'Brien hustling down to try to put pressure on. Kilmurray also coming in on that one. This pass is going to be picked up by Sassenberry. Nice save by Perno.
Yeah, a great save and a good shot on that dangerous Sassenberry. But it was a very good play over there. I don't have the number of the Canton player who really controlled. He had to knock the puck down and control it, and he made a really nice pass over here to Sassenberry. But that play was started by a good skill to control a high puck and make a positive pass.
We'll stop play here momentarily as it looks like
the goalie's pad came off.
Miller is having a equipment malfunction. I think that the laces underneath the skate were loose, so he had to take the entire pad off so that he could readjust it. So 3-3 still here at Maxey Hall. Both teams will just kind of wait here until the goalie is able to get the equipment back in order, and this actually might be a good strategy for both the teams out here as they are getting ready for the face-off in the Bears' defensive zone.
I think the Bears still have a timeout, or no?
Both teams still do have a timeout.
They didn't call one earlier, no?
No.
Okay.
That was in the first game.
Okay. I didn't know it after that first couple of goals there, but because Boker would call those timeouts early. He's been known to do that.
Puck is dropped here.
Nice.
It's going to be Campbell throwing it out front. Pringle! Oh, Pringle so close there to a hat trick as he just sniped the crossbar. Boy, oh boy, Campbell almost just gave the game to Sunny Canton on a silver platter. He has to be a little bit more careful on where he puts that puck in terms of a pass. McKinnon gets it up there, and it's deflected in nicely by Alexander. Behind the net, Delhurt Wood to Campbell. Hops over his stick.
No,
Meister is there, and he's able to put it in.
He wasn't close to the red line.
It's starting to get a little bit iffy there. Sassenberry coming in. Deekson, rebound. Wow. Incredible save. It's loose. It's on the side of the net. They bring it around. McKinnon shot off a skate. Still loose in front. Plenty of bodies, and Watson smacks it away. Danger is not avoided yet. Sassenberry has it. Trying to curl around. He does. Wrap around. Takes the wrist shot. Just barely missed the post on the far side. Another wrist shot. That one hits Pirno in the chest and goes into the corner.
Yikes.
Wow. This is getting very, very tedious as losing his stick there was Malmeister. No call as he tripped up his man. Whew. Finally, SUNY Potsdam able to get that out of their own zone here. Not much time remaining. 1 minute and 14 seconds.
Hey.
Siri backhanding this one up. Krasnoyarov with a nice hang time hopper. However, the Bears are not able to capitalize on it, at least not yet. Felix trying to get that puck loose, and now Kilmurray comes in. He got it successfully, using his body to his advantage. Siri's shot, kick save as coming into the picture frame was Felix looking for a tip. Fanning on the pass, Siri will throw this to the opposite side boards. Kilmurray has that one go behind him. 30 seconds remaining here in the third period. Zotter has that one in his skates. Finally, he's able to chip it down, and they're gonna call it icing. I thought he was over the red line. Oh my goodness, that ooh, what if that comes back on Canton? Yikes.
Well, I think the positioning here has been just a little. There's going to be a timeout here, I think.
Yeah, they're waiting to see if Coach Boak is going to take it here. I mean, ultimately, they got to get something going.
He's not.
Oh, no, now he has. He has called for the timeout. I mean,
he was just playing with him.
At a certain point, yeah, you gotta make the call here. So, timeout taken. 21.8 seconds remaining in regulation. Still tied. 3-3.
Lenny Pirno has just been outstanding here tonight. The shots on goal don't often tell the story. It's the quality of the shots on goal that does tell the story. And they've had some seriously good quality shots that Lenny Pierno has had to make throughout the whole course of the game. Even though the shots have been relatively even, I think the quality of the shots that Lenny has had to turn away have been higher than the Bears have been able to put on Miller.
Well, even especially in the last 2 minutes of play, we just saw there some good shots that were just peppering him, and there was wide open net for an easy rebound, and just somehow, some way, the puck avoided going into the empty net.
Well, we got a face-off here out to the right of Miller. It's going to be Perron on the face-off.
Tie up there, Cannell with a cross-check on his man. He'll drop pass it to Delhurt Wood. Across to Dobbs, shot off the stick of Pringle. Goes to the opposite side corner. It's going to be flipped up in the air. Is it going to be an icing? No, Pierno has to play it. 6 seconds remaining here. As now getting on his horse is Perron. Tried to take a pass to Cannell. No dice. Horn sounds. And that will end our third period of play, as we are going to have to go a little bit of overtime.
We're going to overtime here, and we're going to have some 3-on-3 hockey. We've got about 2 minutes to go as both teams will take the break. I think the one timeout was taken by Canton.
Yes, it was.
Potsdam will retain theirs as we move into this overtime stanza. It is 3-on-3 hockey. And I think if necessary, we would go to a shootout, I believe. I believe that's the way it would go here in league play. But nonetheless, 3-on-3 hockey, we'll see how it plays out. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon for women's hockey, as the Canton Kangaroos will end up being here. That'll be another interesting Sunyak win. The women had a Sunyak win this afternoon against Oswego, and that was a very, very important win for them in their playoff rush.
Absolutely, as Pierno will come out to his respective net. Looks like it will be Siri and Hohen, at least some of the personnel out here for the Bears. Nobody else has shuffled back over here to the face-off circle. As, again, these points much needed for both teams.
Yeah.
As it's anybody's guess at how honestly the third to the 6th or 7th position in the standings is going to turn out. Hobart and Oswego battling for that first and second place, only about 2 points apart here.
You know, you're 100% correct. I think the fact of the matter is that probably going away that those are the 2 top teams. But you're going to see, like you said before, 3 through 8, and I do believe that there's 8 playoff positions this year, and so it's going to be important as to where you number one, you want to make the playoffs, and number 2, you want to position yourself so you're not running down to Hobart for your first game, even though that's you'll take it if that's the only place you get to go.
So the face-off is won here by SUNY Potsdam to start off this 5-minute overtime period, as Malmeister comes in over the blue line. He made a deke at the last moment. Hohen is offsides.
Hohen was looking for something because he shifted gears on the defensive blue line, and he was hoping to catch that pass in full stride. That little extra shake on the blue line caused the offsides.
Sassenberry squaring up here, takes it away. He's got to beat Siri. He can't do it, so he will shuffle on down towards the bottom corner. Got it up to the top. It's Pringle. His shot goes into the pads of Siri, and now he'll bring it back as, he faked looking over on the opposite side for Malmeister. Hohen will bring it in, takes a shot, and that is ripped wide. Schoner, pass back. With it is going to be Kremen. Advancing the puck forward. Schoen has that one taken away. And here's a chance coming back. Staying onside. That shot goes off the body as Cannell wanted to let it fly.
Perron lost an edge there on that blue line.
Below us in the crow's nest, McKinnon has possession for the Roos as he puts it across. Now it's Alexander off the bench, fresh legs. Schoner should be quite possibly changing up here momentarily. Dahlhurt Wood able to steal this one away from Alexander. And they will fight for it down low. Cannell coming in for help. Schoner now has this one. Looking up. He does not pass it to Prepsel. Instead, he tries to go through the body of McCabe and could not do it.
Perron on a long shift here, wants to get a change.
Dahlhurt Wood coming in with shot and a great stick save by Miller.
Well, the Canton player had lost an edge there, so that was an opportunity for them to get in, but unfortunately Perron had been caught on a long shift and had to get off the ice, so we were actually down a number there on that offensive surge.
Yeah, Peyton Felix had to actually hop over the blue line to make sure that it wasn't in offsides. 2 minutes and 49 seconds remaining here in the overtime period. Kelly gave it to Jordan Prepsel. The junior gives it back here to Bullock. Behind the cave of Miller, streaking out of his own zone. This is going to be Kremen looking across for Kelly. That was behind him. However, they stay onside somehow. Watson will pickpocket his way through to grab the puck. And now he's going to try his luck. Uncontested. Blue line to blue line. Down low. He'll try to stop with it. He could not do it. Campbell battling with his man, and that's taken away. Pass. Hits the tape. Nicely done. It's McKinnon. McKinnon has Freifogel coming in. Backhanded. Great save by Pirno twice.
Wow. What can you say? You can't say anything other than the fact that game-saving save, two of them in a row there on that 2-on-1 opportunity here in a 3-on-3 contest. Potsdam lost their check, but Lenny Pirno bailed them out.
Coming back 3-on-2. Dobbs could not get it to the net. Malmeister trying to help out. However, it goes over his stick. Alexander coming back 2-on-1 possibly here. They are onside. Alexander's shot goes off of the composite of Hohen. As we have just about 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Alexander has that one skip over his blade. Dobbs trying to push him down. Good balance there. As now it looks like it's going to be a one-on-one chance here. Let's see if he can blow by. Hohen going by Pringle. A shot right into the arm of Miller. And then Hohen gets knocked down late by Mo Shorshak.
The referee's not going to make that call.
So 53.2 seconds remaining here. And looks like the timeout is called here by SUNY Potsdam as they want to re-strategize here with Coach Grace and assistant coach Mike Losala.
Yeah, well, 53 seconds to go. It's been an entertaining game, and certainly the 3-on-3 again. Lenny Pirno saving them, covering up the mistakes that are made. But again, to give Canton some credit here, they are a swift skating club. They have good hands and make good heads-up plays. But the Bears have given some opportunity. A good shot on goal right here to get that stoppage in play. So we have an offensive face-off for the Bears. And we'll see how that pans out here. But again, 53.2 seconds to go before we would, I believe, head off into a shootout situation should we make it that far.
I see Perron, Knell, and Siri standing here on the ice. So it looks like they should be the three personnel out here for the Bears. Canton is bringing out...
Well, I would bet that Sassenberry would come out.
They got Mugo, Sassenberry, and Kremen. Good call, partner. Good call.
He's a good hockey player.
Answer 20 more questions right, maybe you'll get a trip to Hawaii. Here we go. Face-off won by Canton. And they'll definitely try to kill as much time as possible here behind the net. Hohen's going to have to try to make a play. Sassenberry with speed will pick it up. Gives it to Pringle, looking for the hat trick. He takes it. Stopped by Perno.
What
fantastic!
Wow, Pringle just had all sorts of speed coming down there and was going to go from his right to his left. And what a save. That's at least the fourth save here in overtime.
10 seconds remaining. One more rush. Kremen over the blue line. Sassenberry. He's tripped up by his man. Could not get it up. Now they do, but Owen has no time left on the clock. He would have had a breakaway, but that'll do it for the overtime period.
So I believe that this in the record books will be a tie game. Okay, so if my understanding is correct, the shootout will dictate if they need tiebreakers along the line. So I think in the record books this will go down as a tie.
Right. Boy, I tell you, if you weren't on your feet and breathless by now, you're definitely feeling it here as we go into even more extra innings.
And I will tell you, who knows what's going to happen here in the next period of time. But I want to compliment both coaches and both teams on such a well-played game.
Absolutely.
But in addition to that was the composure that they played in. This had every bit of an opportunity to be a chippy contest, and it really hasn't been.
It could have turned into a powder keg many, many times, but it did not blow over.
It did not. They finished their checks were received, the checks were given, and they just played a really intelligent hockey game that factored into the value of getting points towards the playoffs. They did not want to give up any emotional penalties that would give an advantage to the opposing team. So I think both coaches have done a great job in preparing their clubs for this game. They know the value of it, and they know that they're competitive with each other. They want to take advantage of it.
As we mentioned, in this game, it really felt like Canton was using their speed to their advantage. Potsdam was able to soldier on back and really go stride for stride, ending up getting the tying goal to make us go into the shootout.
Well, look at the speed that Pringle had and Sassenberry, in this overtime period alone, forcing these terrific saves. So it's just that they're a good hockey team and they've got good players. But Potsdam has found a way to hang in there and to make this a shootout related game.
So the Bears will start first. It's Rocco Siri getting the call here as the first participant. He'll come into the left side now, takes the deke, and wow, Miller stays with him. What a stretch.
You gotta put that up.
Yeah, he tried to keep it low and slide it underneath the pad and the post and just could not do it.
Well, he got him down, and I'm just wondering why that wasn't shot up high, but boy, I like my seat up here. It's easy.
Senior Scott Kremen. Wrist shot, nice save off the pad by Perno.
Nothing to it.
Yeah, pretty textbook there as Kremen came right in on him.
Nothing to it.
See who the second is going to be. It is Owen Watson, sophomore forward from Smiths Falls, Ontario, as he will come in here, and this time they'll go to the right side. Deke through the 5-hole. Ooh, Miller barely gets a piece of it with his skate to knock it away.
Dragged that back leg across and kept it out. 5-hole was the chance for Watson.
Second for the Kangaroos. This is going to be Logan Kelly. He had the first goal here for the Kangaroos. Oh, what a fantastic deke beating Perno. I mean, that was gorgeous.
Yeah, that's his second goal of the night, even though I don't think it'll count in the stats.
Well, yeah.
But he got the first one. Here comes the kicker. And Ryan Malmeister is coming in here.
Malmeister has to score here as he comes in with a lot of speed. Back and he scores! Nicely done as he rips it top shelf. And we are tied at 1 apiece again.
Well, that's a goal scorer's goal. There's no doubt about that. Came down across, got him down, and went up. And that's what he needed to do. I thought we could have gone up before, but Malmeister did it.
So now it's going to be Alexander here on Perno. And Perno stays with him all the way to make a great save. And now we're back to a sudden death situation as
the freshman.
It is going to be Platan Krasnoyarov as he will pick up the puck. A little bit slower than most. Comes in. Ooh, he tried to go backhand, forehand, and he lost control of it.
He had a chance.
He had a chance, absolutely. But that puck bounced on him at the last minute. All right.
Here we go. We're in the second grouping.
It's Schoner. As he will again slow down here. Perno with a poke check.
There's that Johnny Bauer look.
But he made the save with the skate.
Here's how probably anybody knows who I'm talking about, Johnny Bauer.
I do. And I think he heard you from up here. So now we have Finnegan Kilmurray for the Bears.
To win it.
And he'll go to the right side. Coming to the left.
There it is.
Oh, he scored!
That'll do it. Oh, I thought that was... Oh, did we? Oh, we had
first.
We went first. That's right.
We went first. So now it hangs on the shoulders of Spencer Sassenberry. We were waiting to see if he would come out here. Perno all the way out onto the slot area.
There it is.
Misses the net, and the Bears have won it in a shootout.
Oh, my.
Finnegan Kilmurray was able to put it through the garage door slot of Miller to go up in the shootout, and then Perno stonewalls Sassenberry on the backhander.
That's a shootout victory here, and while it probably won't show in the stats, that extra little asterisk next to the statistics sheet will hopefully pay dividends down the way. But look at these two teams here. This is the fourth meeting of these two clubs, and look at the respect that they have, both of them,
mutual admiration.
I'm telling you, mutual admiration. This is college hockey, really at its best here. Well played, hard played, and that's something that I'm happy for our coaching staff and everybody. But we'll get at this. We'll get at the statistics here, and the scoring got going in the first period when Mason Hohen would score at 101. Owen Watson would pick up his 6th assist. That was the 4th goal for Mason Hohen. Then at 8:46, the Roos would tie it. Logan Kelly would get that power play marker. Scott Trimman would pick up his 10th assist, and Spencer Sassenberry would pick up his 7th. Evan Pringle would give the Roos their lead in the second period at 128. His 7th of the year, and Kremen would pick up his 11th assist. They would get an even strength goal as Pringle would get his 2nd in a row at 3:06 of the second period. Colton Alexander would pick up the assist. That would stretch that out to 2-goal lead before Ryan Molmeister would get an even strength goal at 5:48 of the second period, and also then it would be Watson picking up an assist and Dugart Wood getting his 9th assist. Andrew Blanchard would tie the game in the second period with an even strength goal. Garrett McCabe would pick up an assist. Will O'Brien would get an assist as well. Shots on goal in the game in the third period, 15-15 as a tie, and so it looks like it's in overtime. The Roos had 3 saves and the Bears had 2, so the Bears would outshoot the Roos 3-2 in the overtime stanza. Shots on goal, I believe, I can't see it, it's halfway up, but it's 36-35, I believe, in favor of the Roos. But just an outstanding goal. It was going to be Kilmurray that will pick up technically the winning goal here in the shootout stanza.
Do gotta say, if I'm the players in the Bears bench, they owe Lenny Perino a steak dinner. They owe him.
He's been eating steak dinners for a long time, and I'm telling you, because he's been the backstop of this, and clearly the first star of this game. There's just no doubt about it. And so we have some degree of picture being taken here for one reason or another. Maybe the seniors?
I think it may be.
That's the seniors right there getting their picture taken. So that's it for us, I guess, huh?
Yes, with that, we won't keep you here any longer with that. Both teams will now sit at 7-9-1 overall in the campaign. They are SUNY Canton will be 3-6-1 in the SUNYAC, whereas SUNY Potsdam now goes to 4-5-1 in conference play. And that will wrap things up here for this evening's games. A reminder, tomorrow 3 p.m. here at Maxey Hall, we will be back on the air with women's hockey against SUNY Canton, so don't miss that one. You can also come down here to Maxey Hall. Lots of seats still available. A huge thank you to the wonderful staff and volunteers here at Maxey Hall, including Athletic Director Dan Bronson. And a huge thank you to all the wonderful listeners and viewers across the sound waves. None of this is possible, of course, without your support. Once again, your final in men's hockey, technically a 3-3 tie between Canton and Potsdam. However, the Bears come away with a victory in shootout play. One more time for Todd Truax engineering this broadcast on the Mix 96.1 FM side. I'm Taylor Salisbury, and for my partner, the former Potsdam Bears coach, John Horn, wishing you a great and safe evening. Hopefully everybody is able to stay warm, and we will see you next time here on Mix 96.1 FM and PotsdamBears.com, a Stevens Communications station.